Oh, dear me. It looks like we're live. There we go. Yay, we're live. Yay, 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 yay. There's one person here. That's good. I hope more people get here because it's a little warm in this. Maybe I'll show you. Oh, there are two people here. Oh, hello, Marshall Hurley. Who else do we have? We have three people here now. Yay! Oh, hey, Denisha, glad to see you. And going to give people a few more minutes to join. Everybody tell me how you are, what's going on, what's on your hook, what did you have for lunch, and what's on your hook, all of that sort of thing. I'm back down to 2. Oh my goodness, I lost someone. I don't know who it was, but that's okay. Because here I am. And that's okay, because that's how these things work. Oh, thank you, Denisha. As soon as we get more people, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing, because I'm really very pleased with it. Oh, Marshall, you're working on an amigurumi bunny? Oh my goodness, I still find amigurumi a little bit intimidating. I have never really done much of it. I don't think I've ever done it successfully. So that sort of discourages me to keep trying. Because you know how it is, you want to keep doing the things that you can do well and that make you feel good. But I have seen some pictures of wonderful amigurumi things that make me want to give it a try, because everybody in the world knows that I love puppies. And I've seen some wonderful pictures of amigurumi puppies. And in fact, I believe it was Hooked to the Left, Melanie, who was showing pictures from a recent crochet magazine that included a picture of a multicolored amigurumi puppy, a rainbow puppy, if you will. So of course, I thought that was the cutest thing since sliced bread. No, I've mixed my metaphors there. The cutest thing since baby shoes. So anyway, since we have a few more people here today, I'm going to tell you what I've done. Recently, I've done this before. Usually I do it a little late to really make it effective for winter. But sliced bread, Denisha, it's usually the best thing since sliced bread, or the cutest thing since baby shoes. Or you can say, he's too handsome to be local, or too cute to be local. Anyway, I've been reaching out to people. Don't do a great job on the first couple of gimmicks. Oh. Actually, Marshall, that's my experience with other things as well. Marshall is telling me most people don't do a great job on their first attempts at amigurumi, and that's actually my experience with other things as well. So I really should give it a try. But anyway, back to me. Because that's what we're here for, isn't it? I have been reaching out recently. I haven't been present very much in February. Every year in the winter, I have a sort of a slump. I have learned not to talk about it much based on reactions that I've gotten. But I just have a winter slump. And so now I'm getting back into life. So I've been reaching out to some people I know who are more public than I am. and offering them crochet goods if they would wear them, post pictures, and credit me on Facebook, Instagram, um, both of which have links to my YouTube. So I'm thinking that's a way to grow my Instagram and my YouTube, so that I might gain something. I have a goal of reaching 500 family members on YouTube by the end of March. I'm surprised. I have 430 something now. I gained a lot in the last week, and I'm surprised at how much. Oh, hey, Comfy Cozy, glad to see you. So anyway, so Comfy Cozy, I was just starting to say that I've been reaching out to people, offering them crochet goods if they would feature them in their own Instagrams and link to me. So what I have here, I have this wonderful sort of tweedy yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby. Let me show you. It's from Hobby Lobby. It's Crafter's Secret Big Idea, and it's called Pearl Fleck. And this hat and scarf took most of one skein, and the skein is about 600 yards. So this scarf, it's actually pretty oversized. It's about 60 inches. And let me grab this. And it's, oh my goodness, it's about 12 inches wide. I made this with one particular friend in mind. He lives in Texas, where they certainly needed winter wear like this recently. But he also spends part of the year in Germany, where they need stuff like this every year. So this is a block stitch scarf. Most of us know a basic block stitch. If you don't, there are lots and lots of patterns. This pattern is by Hooked by Robin. I recommend her channel. It's really pretty easy. There are lots of block stitch, sometimes it's called tile stitch, patterns around. This hat is my own creation. I started with a band of ribbing based on back loop single crochets. Then I have expanded double crochets, and then I have these expanded half double crochets. Then I have these connected double crochets that I learned from Kate, who is known as Bitchin' Stitches. I'm going to write up a pattern for this and publish it. I've been talking about publishing another hat pattern of mine, and I need to get both of these out. This one, the other one I'm going to make free. This one I may make, I don't know, 99 cents. Who knows? I don't know. In any case, I'm rather pleased with this. I made another one with this yarn. I call this the yarn that would not die, because I just can't get rid of it, because there's so much of it. And I've also said about this yarn that this is the kind of yarn that gives acrylic a bad name. But I will also say, I have another hat that I made with this yarn, and I put it through the washer and dryer because it's 100% acrylic. Everything I do is usually acrylic. I don't know how to handle posh yarns. But if you want to give me some, I will learn. Anyway, I put that other hat through the washer and dryer, and it came out so soft, very nice to the touch. Hey, Granny D, I'm glad to see you. Any case, so I'm going to write up this pattern and put it out there. And that's what I've been up to. I have a few whips that I'm going to save for Thwip Thursday. Oh, this is another finished object. This is a basic beret that I made with this sparkly yarn, which was Red Heart Super Saver Metallic. That I used the yarn for a shawl, and I posted pictures of the shawl on my Instagram. If you're not if you're not following my Instagram, why not? Or my Facebook page, why not? It's called Bearded Yarn Dudes. Just do a search. Okay, that's better. Okay, there we go. So I have a few works in progress that I'm going to save for Thwip Thursday. Oh, comfy cozy berets are so easy. I will find a link to the basic pattern that I learned many, many, many years ago. Because it's just so easy, and once you learn this pattern, you'll say, it's easy. Why did I think it was difficult? Honestly. Okay, now the topic for today, which I wanted to get into, because I'm only going until 3 o'clock today, because I believe other people whom we regard highly have live streams at 3. Is crocheting for, or rather yarn crafts, or crafting at all for donations, for charity. I do a lot of that, largely because I can't use everything that I create, and the people in my life really can't use everything that I create. I have a bin over there with 3 blankets I made for 3 cousins who are sisters, and I haven't been able to see them because of this whole situation that we're in. And they're beautiful blankets. I've shown them before on this channel. Oh, thank you, Marshall. You say you really like the beret. But anyway, so I do a lot for charity because I crochet really more for me rather than for a specific purpose. It is rewarding to do it as a gift, as with the scarf and hat that I showed you, which goes to my friend. Actually, the beret goes to his wife. I have talked about a onesie that is a work in progress that is for, no, that's for someone else's baby, but I do have a toddler cardigan that I completed quite some time ago that I'm also going to send to them for their little baby, their son. I need to get that package in the mail, don't I? In any case, so we're talking about donations. And I'm going to talk about some of the organizations I know of. I will admit quite openly that I got a lot of, oh, hey, crotchety clogger. I got a lot of this information from a video that the Yarn Hookers did. If you don't know the Yarn Hookers, you should. They are 4 wonderful crochet ladies. I have them linked in the description, and actually, unusual for me, I have the description already for this video, But don't go away to read the description. Just wait until I'm done. So, one of the biggest recipients, one of my biggest goals has been to create things for dear Melanie, who is known as Hooked to the Left. Her mother has a foundation that benefits underprivileged pregnant teens. So they need baby stuff, and they need stuff for the girls, the pregnant girls as well, especially since they want to get them on their way in their own households. So I've made a bunch of baby blankets, I've made a bunch of baby hats, and I have sent along some regular blankets and other things that they might be able to use. I have her linked. Oh, hello, Nancy Salama. I'm sure I've seen you before, but I don't know. Anyway, she is linked in the description, her channel. And if you look at her descriptions, particularly if you look at her latest videos, she has some unboxing videos, particularly for her mother's foundation, where she goes over all the wonderful donations that people have sent her. I'm not the only one. I mean, she speaks in very flattering terms of me, but she has received some beautiful things from other people as well. So she's linked in the description. So, and if you look at the most recent videos, the descriptions, you will find what they need most. When I last looked, they had enough baby blankets to start a store, but they needed some things like sweaters, shawls, blankets for the young mothers, that sort of thing. Just look at those. If this interests you, just look at those videos and those descriptions to find out what they need. And of course, the best suggestion from the Yarn Hookers video, I've also linked that video in the description. The best suggestion from that video was to check with local resources. Check with, Goodwill, Salvation Army, homeless shelters, churches, hospices, hospitals. Find out who's in need in your own community. There's a story about Mother Teresa, who said to someone who wanted to travel around the world to work for her, and Mother Teresa told her, work in your own backyard, work for the poor people in your own backyard. I mean, I'm not telling it completely accurately, but I hope that I'm getting the gist across. So that is a very important thing. Churches, social service organizations. One of the Yarn Hookers had this suggestion of contacting schools because they always know of families that are in need. So if you drop off goods to schools, outerwear, sweaters, anything like that, they will be able to distribute them. But with all of these, especially in today's day and age, you want to check and see who is accepting donations. because some of them have stopped accepting donations for fear of, the pandemic. So it's always a good idea to find out what's going on with those. Now, before I get into some of the organizations they talked about in that video that I have referenced, there's one that I recently discovered in a sort of a magazine that I guess an association of regional animal rescue organizations publishes. I discovered this magazine called Comfort for Critters, and they provide handmade blankets, crocheted, knit, sewn, whatever, to homeless animals, and it provides them comfort. And of course, when the animals are adopted, the blankets go with them. And I have a link in the description, of course. It's comfortforcritters.org. And the website shows a list of cooperating animal shelters. So you want to check that list and reach out to the animal shelter that is closest to you, or that you are able to work with most easily. It's only recently that I discovered them. I reached out to my local animal shelter, but they have been suffering a lot because of the pandemic, and I don't know. I haven't heard back from them, so I might have to call or something. Anyway, I'm going to yawn. Oh. Excuse me. Usually, if I announce that I'm going to sneeze, then the sneeze goes away. Not so much with the yawn. Anyway, so I made a list of other things. There's a website called warmupamerica.org. The link is in the description, of course. It is sort of an aggregator for charity organizations. You can find links to all sorts of charity organizations, I am told. Something that you might find. There's one that I have always linked and I have always talked about, which is Hat Not Hate, which is an anti-bullying campaign. They go and they do presentations to school children at all levels. Look how crooked my glasses are. I'm due for a new prescription. It looks like I'm due for new frames as well. Anyway, they do presentations at schools for all age levels, and they take blue hats. That link is in the description. They do that in cooperation with Lion Brand. And we know my fondness for Lion Brand yarns. Are you listening, Lion Brand? Anyway, there's another one called the Red Scarf Project, which comes from an organization called Foster Care to Success, which provides resources for young people who grow up in the foster care system to move on into adult life successfully. And the Red Scarf Project is specifically for foster kids who are heading to college. So the link to that is in the description. There's another one called Project Night Night, which provides care packages for homeless children under 12 years old. The link to that is in the description. There is something called Binky Patrol, which is from an organization called Love Stitches for Children, which provides blankets to pediatric wards. And of course, everyone say it with me. The link is in the description. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, there are a couple that I didn't find. Actually, I learned about them too late to find the links and add them to the description, but I will in an edit. There's one called Snowball Express. I don't know what they do, but it sounds good. There's another called Afghans for Afghans, which is basically for displaced Afghan people from Afghanistan. And there are lots of hospice organizations. Hospices, as we know, provide end-of-life care to people with terminal illnesses. And also there are, depending upon the organization, there are services available to the families of people with terminal illnesses. And there is an organization or a website called hospicedirectory.org. I believe, yes, I think I added that to the description. If I didn't, I will make sure that I did in the edit. I would add that most charities, most organizations, on their websites, they have a wish list for particular needs that they have. They always need funding. There's no question about that, but some of them might need other things. It might be specific services. It might be specific goods. Whether it's like postage. One organization I was volunteering for needed postage badly for their own organizations, for their own fundraising efforts. And of course we can buy them stamps, but you could also sponsor them through websites like stamps.com or pirateship.com. Just work with your charitable organizations to figure out how to make that happen. It's going to vary from one organization to another. Pet rescue organizations are always going to need things like, well, like the blankets, like pet supplies, bowls, and leashes, and that sort of thing. Pooper scoopers, oh my goodness. And pet food, that sort of thing. So always check with that. So, oh, what does Crystal Catnip say? There's a boys' home here that I have thought of seeing if they need homemade blankets. It's a program for them going back into their home. Most just need to know someone cares. Crystal, I would encourage you to contact them and ask them what they need. Nancy Salama says, been selling items just to buy socks, scrunches, dish rags, and scrubbies. Yes. I would, contact all of these organizations, local organizations that you have a connection with, that you care about, and find out what they need. Ask them what you can do. It might be that you can't give them money, but you can give them a few hours. Or you can crochet a blanket or two. Or you can hook them up with other resources that you know of, that sort of thing. So I would love to hear what other people, what you people are doing. Let's see. Oh, Comfy Cozy Crochet says, I sent 11 rectangles to warm up America last month. And Crystal Catnip says, check with local nursing homes. Yes. Please tell me what you're doing for organizations that you care about. Because it's not always money. They always need money, but many of us just can't. Hi, Daiko. Many of us can't, spare that much money. So tell me what you're doing. And of course, let's just keep the conversation going. I noticed that we have 10 people in the room and 7 thumbs up. I'd love to see more thumbs up. I'd love to see more people in the room, but my channel is growing. I said at the beginning, my goal is to reach 500 family members by the end of the month. I think I'm in the 340s right now. So, and I'm surprised that I've gotten that far this quickly. No, I mean 430s, not 340s. I'm in the 430s right now. And I'm surprised that I've gotten that far, because I haven't tracked it that closely since I reached 400. I have a box set aside with stuff for a giveaway for when I reach 500. But I'm not going to tell you about it till I get there. But the sooner I get there, the more I'm going to put in it. How's that? Let's see. Let's go back to Comfort for Critters. Crotchety Clogger says she makes things for the Baptist Children's Home in her area. That's a very good thing. Crystal Catnip says she used to volunteer and fundraise for local animal humane society. Crystal Catnip says, since the virus, I haven't done much other than give a homeless man a beanie. Do you know what? On that video that I mentioned from the yarn hookers, Ginger, the yarn geek, says that she used to she calls her car the yarn car with good reason. She always used to carry around, I believe she used to have an education role, and she would drive around from one school to another. And she would always carry extra hats in her car. And because there were always people who needed hats. And the hats are easy to make. This didn't take much time at all. Frankly, the other hat pattern that I have, I call it the accidental hat pattern. It takes more time than this one does. This one doesn't take all that much time. So hat patterns, hats are a good thing. Do you know, one city where I used to live, there was a particular takeout restaurant. Outside, they had a coat rack and a box where people could leave clothing donations for poor people to pick up. I would leave scarves and sweaters and hats, many, many hats. I don't do many gloves and mittens, but I think they would be particularly useful in the wintertime. But also in the summertime, I'm sure that they get like lightweight clothing items as well. And poor people, homeless people would take those things. And oddly enough, you would think in many cities that such a thing, everything would be stolen immediately, but that didn't happen. There was sort of a feeling of goodwill. So what does Janet Lepre, or Lep, if you took French 101? Hello, David and everyone. Great information today. Thank you for the information. Oh, I donate to our local Project Linus. You can drop off makes at some Joann's locations at this organization. Yes, Project Linus was mentioned in the video that I referenced that is linked in my description. But someone in the video had contacted Project Linus about their things, and they said that the children just often didn't choose crocheted blankets. They chose other things instead. But the suggestion was if you do crafts involving, like, you see these fleeces with prints that appeal to children, that sort of thing. I think that would be good. Anyway, crystal catnip. I've thought of doing the plan beds, but don't know anywhere here that takes them. Plan beds? I'm not sure I understand. Oh, Daigo says she's doing fundraiser raffles for other YouTube families who need help. I think that's a wonderful thing as well. There are people in our YouTube community who have suffered loss and had troubles, who need our attention. Plarn. Oh, Catnip was talking about Plarn. Yes. I wonder whether you could find information on Google about using Plarn. I know it was when I was in New York, there were a number of organizations using Plarn to create outerwear and sleeping pallets and that sort of thing for homeless people. So, as always, I always say Google is your friend. Let's see. So, what else are we doing? And, tell me everything else that's going on, because we have 13 minutes to fill. 23 minutes to fill, actually. But tell me everything else that's going on. Anything you want to mention. Tell me about your whips. Tell me about your families. Tell me what's on your hook and what's in your cup. I have some coffee here. Actually, I got this on sale. I'm still using it. It says coffee and Christmas music, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm sort of into music. Let's see. Julie Chaffee Maza. Hello, everyone. I hand out hat, scarf, and mitten sets to family and friends. Yes. Crystal Catnip. Nashville is 2 hours away, but Nashville has a large homeless population. Most cities do. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. In fact, if you dare. I don't know that this is appropriate in every situation. Use your best judgment. But if you carry extra hats and scarves in your car, and you know how at intersections homeless people will approach you for money, if you have a hat to give them, or a hat and a scarf, they might be just as grateful for that. Or they might take it and sell it and get money for their next sandwich or their next beer, whatever. But you're doing something. Let's see. Comfy Cozy Crochet, finishing up a hat for my friend's birthday, and planning to start my first shawl for the Wings charity that Rose Likes Crochet does year-round. Oh, yes, yes. Oh gosh, I haven't seen her videos in a while. I subscribed to her channel, but I haven't watched her in a while, because, you want to support everyone, but you can't watch everyone because there's so many. I mean, I want tons of followers, But I know that not everyone can watch me. Um, I know that not everyone wants to watch me, but follow me anyway. Anyway, great idea, David, to keep hats and scarves in the car to hand out. Yes, yes, indeed. Use your best judgment on the safety of that situation. But it's it's a good idea. And hats are easy to make. Especially, I have made many, many, many scrap scarves, and I love to make them. I did one recently, and I don't know whether I still have it. On the other side of the room, I have a box of crochet output, but I'm not going to get up and go and check it. But, I love to make scrap scarves. When I was up north and, wearing scarves was a necessity, I would wear my scrap scarves and people would compliment me on them. Let's see. Cozy says, I hear ya. I definitely am subscribed to more people that I can watch regularly. We all just do the best we can. Exactly. We do the best we can. Crystal Catnip says, my little town seems to not have many homeless. I suspect one car that's parked in the same place that they live in it, but don't want to put them on blast, but want to help. So I may just make something. Yes. Yes. Always use your best judgment. It might not be safe in every case to just hand someone a hat and a scarf. But if you believe it is safe to do so, and you have it at hand, go ahead. And you might see a look of gratitude in someone's face. You might see a look of confusion in someone's face too. But still, I think it's a good thing to do. I think that giving benefits both the giver and the recipient. I think I get more from giving, probably, or quite possibly, than the recipients do from receiving. I don't know what they get from receiving. I mean, they all offer things, but I get a lot from giving. I actually read a story about a fellow who was down on his luck financially, and he told his kids that they were going to have a pretty lean Christmas, not really going to have much in the way of gifts. And, they were, I don't know, 8, 10, something like that. And they said, they thought about it for a moment and they said, okay. And then he said, sort of makes me misty. He said that their eyes lit up and they said, oh, I know what I'm going to get you, though. And he said, oh, no, don't get me anything. And the looks of disappointment on their faces was so painful to him. So, that's a lesson to all of us, to accept gifts in the spirit that they were intended, and to allow people to show us love. Actually, I haven't been doing that much lately because, I've mentioned my February slump and I've been just retreating and pushing people away. And but allow people to show us love. So, in any case, giving is a gift to both people. In any case, please tell me more. Let's see. Nation Trace, yes. Oh, Billy, Crafty Floridian is doing baby items for the reservations. Do you mean what they call Indian reservations, where the Native Americans are? I don't know what to call people nowadays. I mean, I come from the days when people were called colored and Negro. So I don't know what, I know we don't use those terms anymore, but actually, since I come from the South, I've heard other names that I will not use. Anyway, let's see. Crystal Cat and I have gifted to Christmas to families that wouldn't have one. It made our Christmas. Exactly. Giving itself is a gift. And that's why I do it. I'm selfish. Actually, I sent a friend a gift for his newborn. Hi, Coping with Yarn. He had a newborn and a toddler, so I sent gifts for those, and he messaged me to thank me, and I told him, well, of course I acknowledged his thanks, but I told him that I needed the project much more than he needed the clothes. And that sort of made him uncomfortable, I think, but that's okay. So you don't always have to say it. But you can thank people for the opportunity to help. I guess in that instance, I could have said it a little better, but it's true. I did need the project more than he needed the clothes. Comfy Cozy Crochet says, there is a local organization at the Tacoma Children's Hospital. There's a wonderful organization called the Treehouse, which houses families that have children in the neonatal ICU and other children. Oh, it sounds like it's related or similar to what the Ronald McDonald House does. I used to live quite near a Ronald McDonald House. I never actually went there. One time when I was in the hospital and my parents came up, I was in New York. There was the hospital there had housing for families of patients. Comfy Cozy Crochet. My sister and her family had to stay there. Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry about your nephew. Anyway. So, let's talk about fun things. Puppies. We all know I love puppies. So, you're not going to get me to cry on camera again. I've done it before. Oh, look, we have 14 people here. That's nice. Okay. Granny D, do you have a live today at 3? I'm thinking you do. Let's see what else. I need more comments, people. Let's scroll back. Okay. Anyway, let's see. For those of you who were not here at the beginning, let me show you a gift that I made for friends. I've been contacting people I know, because I know a lot of people actually who have very active Instagrams and Facebook pages. So I've been offering them crochet goods in exchange for acknowledging me to sort of grow my channel. So this is a scarf that I made. This is a wonderful yarn. It's actually, it's 100% acrylic. Well, 97% acrylic, and the little flecks are 3% viscose. But it's very nice, and it feels very soft. Not all acrylic feels this soft. The pattern is a block stitch scarf by Hooked by Robin. And then this is a hat of the same yarn of my own design that has a band of ribbing based on back loop single crochets, and then various other stitches to decrease to the top. I've been working on my hats so that they don't end so abruptly. This one looks a little pointy at the end. This one is the second one I did with the same idea, and it's a little rounder at the top. This is from a yarn that I have mentioned before, and I've shown things that I've made with it before. I've always said that this yarn gives acrylic a bad name because it doesn't really feel very nice. But I have another hat that I made with this yarn that I put through the washer and dryer, and afterwards it felt really nice. So it's true what they say about acrylic yarn, that if you wash it and dry it, it does come out much nicer. What else do we have? This is something that I showed last week. This is another hat of my own design. I did a band that was sort of based on one of those twisted headbands. Let me see how I can make it look. Can you see how it's twisted there? And then from there, I worked up in my my front post double crochet pattern, which I call the accidental hat crochet, or accidental hat pattern. That sort of thing. Now, I had a finished object. I've shown some finished objects on Instagram, including let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Coping with Yarn says that her baby boy was a preemie and he received a blanket and a crocheted hat. How lovely. Oh, Brenda is live at 3. We should all go to see Brenda the Newbie Crocheter, who is a lovely girl. Girl, she has grown children. But you know what I mean. She's wonderful. And we should all go see her at 3 and tell her it's a raid from me. The last time I did this, we called it the Pager Posse raid. But I think in this case, let's call it a Bearded Yarn raid. Because I'm going to reclaim the name Bearded Yarn Dudes, I wrestled with that. Because the name Bearded Yarn Dudes came about when I was still with my ex, because he knits and I crochet. We had an Etsy store of that name and that sort of thing. And my Facebook page and my Instagram still have that name. And I think it would cause more confusion to change it all than is really worthwhile. So I'm going to keep Bearded Yarn Dudes. Oh, Daigo. Oh, that's very kind of you. I will... Let me see what I can do about that. Daigo, I think you're a moderator now. Anyway, do you say that because you think that someone needs moderating? Because I haven't been watching. Anyway, so let's all go at 3 o'clock, which is in 6 minutes, to Brenda the Newbie Crocheter and call it a Bearded Yarn Dude raid. I think she will be delighted to have, well, first to have that many people come along, and Oh, Daigo, yes, please do drop links for people who ask. If any content creators want Daigo to drop links, please enter a comment that begins with CC, which means content creator. You know what I mean? In any case, let's see, who else is in here that I can make a... let's see. Granny D, I'm going to make you a moderator whether you want it or not. And there was someone else I wanted to. Comfy Cozy, are you still here? Okay, I now have 3 moderators. Oh, Jax wants me to sing. Okay. You gotta pay to hear me sing. Okay, everybody. Oh, thank you, Daigo, for dropping Brenda's link. Oh, hey, Comfy Cozy, you're now a moderator. What was I going to say? I hope everyone who is here is subscribed. I don't ask often enough, but I want people to subscribe and like, of course. I noticed that we have almost as many thumbs up as we have participants here, which is a very good thing. I'm very happy with people who are here. Anyone have anything else to say? Let's see. Coping with yarn. Yay. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, moderators. I'm glad to have a few. And please spread the word about me. Tell them I'm okay and, you know, not offensive to listen to, usually. I will do another Thwip Thursday. That's why I withheld a few Thwips to talk about on that video. And I always do my Sunday readings. I usually record those ahead of time. I have a special March series because March brings us St. Patrick's Day. So subscribe and you can see those. And then, of course, I have readings for Palm Sunday and Easter. Can you believe Palm Sunday is at the end of April or March, and Easter is the first Sunday of April? The time passes. It passes faster the older we get. When I was younger, I never understood that. I understand now. Oh, thank you, Janet. Oh, that's very kind of you to say. She says, as a retired English teacher, she enjoys my readings. Let's see, Daigo says, I'm in process of doing a shout-out giveaway and fundraisers video. Oh, thank you, Daigo. Am I saying it right? Is it Daigo? Digo? Ireland. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's see. It's actually 2:59, so I should close, and we'll all go over to see Brenda. I'm very fond of Brenda. I really like her creations. I like her channel. I think she's a lovely lady. So I hope you will all go over there. Would someone please post her link again? And then we can all go over there. So, Comfy Cozy. Wow, that went fast. It did, didn't it? I should, one person I watched, I hope you all know Last Minute Laura. She's pretty great. She's in Canada. She does these 4-hour live streams, like from 1 to 5. and they're great. Oh, thank you, Daigo, for posting Brenda. Crystal, I get that, David. Seems like my kids were just born yesterday. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's now 3 o'clock, so I should close and send you all over to Brenda. And don't forget to tell her it's a raid from me. And thank you all for coming. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you haven't clicked the thumbs up, please do. And look in the description for any links. If there's a link that you want me to add or that is missing, mention it in the comments. So thank you all very much. And I'm going to close now and go over there. Bye-bye.